Another 49ers game during the 2024 campaign and another loss for San Francisco and another ugly defeat for this football team. When will this season end? I know a lot of fans are feeling the same way that I am because this game, in a way, is how this entire year has gone for San Francisco. They look to be competitive. You're thinking that the Niners are starting to turn the corner. Maybe they're going to win a football game, and then in the second half, they fall apart. Brock Purdy throws another game-ending interception. The defense collapses. The defense can't get a stop against the run. They can't get off the field on third down, fourth down, or in the red zone, and it's more of the same for San Francisco as the Niners are now 6-10, and they have lost 5 of their last 6 games, and at this point, it's all about jockeying for playoff positioning. Coming up here on this 49ers Report postgame show, I'm Chase Sr. How could San Francisco give Brock Purdy $50 to $60 million after this defensive performance tonight from Nick Sorensen, in which his defense did not force a punt? Did he get himself fired? I've been saying for weeks, Kyle Shanahan has to move on. And Jake Moody, he should not be on this football team on Tuesday morning. He had as bad of a game as a kicker can ever have. The final score in this one, 40 to 34. Jared Goff out-dueling Purdy. He didn't make the mistakes. Purdy did. 26 to 34 for Goff, 303 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He was perfect on third downs, and this Lions team excellent in the red zone outside of one instance in which the Niners got a stop in the red area, and then before the halftime buzzer, they drive down the field, and of course Jake Moody misses a field goal. Again, that's how the Niners season has gone. Some good, some bad. A lot of ugly. Jamison Williams on a trick play dialed up by Ben Johnson, able to score a touchdown. Niners completely fooled on that play. Purdy's numbers were pretty good. He had a perfect passer rating at halftime and through about 2.5 quarters, and then he threw 2 second-half picks, 27 to 35, 377 yards, 3 touchdowns, but those 2 interceptions were crucial. Isaac Guerrero had a long catch on a wheel route, and Ricky Pearsall had himself a career game. He plays like that, opens up some eyes inside that building, and it makes you wonder, what has taken so long? 8 catches, 141 yards, and as he's done all year, George Kittle brought it, best tight end in football, playing at an all-pro level this year. He was once again tremendous. But let's begin with this. How can you watch Brock Purdy during the 2024 season and say that is a quarterback who's worth $50 to $60 million? There are a lot of quarterbacks in this league who need help around them and a quality supporting cast for them to be really good quarterbacks in this league. In my opinion, though, when you're getting paid $50 to $60 million, you have to be elite. You have to make your teammates better. And while Brock Purdy has strengths, timing, anticipation, accuracy, mobility, he is limited physically with a weaker arm, smaller in size, and in 2022 and in 2023, he was a truly elite decision maker. But this year, he has been an awful decision maker. And if you're going to be smaller, limited, and you're not going to be a quarterback who lifts everybody up around you, and I know a lot of you are mentioning the offensive line. It's been terrible this year. Tonight, it was actually pretty solid with a bunch of scrubs out there. You can't make mistakes to the degree that Brock Purdy is making mistakes. This is 3 straight games in which Brock Purdy has thrown a crushing game-ending pick. Bad pick against the Rams when the Niners were driving with an opportunity to take the lead and win the ball game. Bad interception last week against the Miami Dolphins when the Niners were trailing with an opportunity to win the ball game and driving. And then tonight against the Lions, the first interception to Joseph turned the momentum of the game. Lions score a touchdown. Second interception of the game, Niners were driving once again. They're down. Opportunity to take the lead, potentially win the ball game, and Purdy throws a pick. Both picks were bad. The first one airmailed Ricky Pearsall. The second one tried to target Ricky Pearsall again. Single high safety. You're throwing it in the middle of the field. You know that the safety is there. It's right in your vision line, and he threw it right to Joseph. I like Brock Purdy. I've been one of his biggest supporters since I saw him in training camp when I said the Niners can't cut this kid because he's playing too well in the preseason at the most important position, that if you cut him, he's not going to go through waivers to bring him back to the practice squad. You have to have him on the opening 53. He was on the opening 53, and then he takes over after Trey Lance and Jimmy G got hurt, led the Niners to the NFC Championship game. Last year, top 5 in MVP voting. But in a year in which he's trying to show everybody that he deserves $50 to $60 million, you can't watch him right now and definitively say he's worth that price tag. Chase, the market is the market. I don't care that the Dolphins paid Tua Tagovailoa. I don't care that the Jags signed Trevor Lawrence. I don't care what Kyler Murray is making. Those players are not needle movers. Those teams are regretting those decisions. You know what team is taking victory laps and celebrating right now with the investment that they made in their quarterback? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, paying Baker Mayfield $33 million per year on a 3-year, $100 million contract. $50 million in guaranteed money. And since the midway point of last year, Baker has played at a top 10 level, and he's playing better and is the better quarterback than Brock Purdy. So, with the way that Purdy is playing, it makes this offseason decision so polarizing, so crucial, so massive, because if you make a mistake with that investment, it can cost you for years, and you will be in purgatory. Now, I'm not saying move off of Purdy, because I think that Purdy's really good. I think he's in that class of quarterback with Dak Prescott, who got paid $60 million. Cowboys are dumb. I think he's in that class with Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins when he's playing well, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love. I think he's better than Tua. I think he's better than Trevor Lawrence. But those quarterbacks getting paid that doesn't mean the Niners have to pay him that. And if Purdy's demanding that, have him play on the final year of his deal and have him prove to everybody, once the team is healthy once again, that he is worth that investment. But right now, he's not playing like a quarterback who should be paid that. A lot more to get to here with our postgame show. I don't think Nick Sorensen can come back. I don't think Jake Moody should be on this team by tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. More rant coming. But first, our 49ers Report postgame show, sponsored by our friends at Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app in the game, and the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. It's playoff time, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. Right now, when you play $5, you get $50 instantly. You don't even need to win to receive that $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Tonight, our lineup: Brock Purdy, more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. Check. George Kittle, more than 5 catches. Check. Amon-Ra St. Brown, more than 72.5 receiving yards in this game. He had 8 catches for 60, but you don't need to go 3 for 3 all the time. There is kind of like a pick insurance so that you can go 2 for 3 and still win big-time cash. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Run your game with PrizePicks. We'll put that link down below in the show notes and attach to the pinned comment of this 49ers Report postgame show. All right, let's move forward. The 49ers can't have defensive coordinator Nick Sorensen return next year. And I don't want to hear about some of the good that Nick Sorensen has done. I don't want to hear that Kyle Shanahan has supported him, that Nick Bosa has backed him. And some people will say, well, Chase, the Niners second defensively in yards per game given up, fourth in yards per play. Yeah, but they're 20th in scoring. They're 22nd in points per play. 24th on third downs. 21st on fourth downs. And 27th in red zone touchdown scoring percentage. 21st in opposing touchdowns given up per game. Those numbers were going into tonight, and those numbers will be worse tomorrow when the numbers get updated and tallied. But here's my biggest thing with Nick Sorensen. Constant scheme breakdowns, constant coverage breakdowns, constant bad tackling, and bad play calling in crucial moments. There was a fourth down from the 4 where the Lions converted on a touchdown from Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown, where he was untouched, uncovered, and the Niners played soft zone. Condensed field. Fourth down and goal from the 4. And you were playing soft zone coverage. That literally makes no sense. Jared Goff in this game, surgical on third and fourth down. On money downs, Nick Sorensen continues to get carved up. The Lions did not punt in this football game. 439 yards, 23 first downs, 9 of 14 on third downs. One time of possession by 9 minutes. I'm just so tired of seeing these Nick Sorensen defenses get worn down late in games, collapse late in games. It's partially a personnel issue. Give up explosive plays. As Jahmyr Gibbs had another back-breaking run for a big touchdown, and they continue to just look lost during critical junctures of the game on the money downs. It's bad coaching. And when he goes up against the class of NFL play callers and Ben Johnson, he got pantsed. If Robert Saleh wants to come back, you have to hire him. I don't care about continuity. You want to run the same defense? Think back to the continuity you had a few years ago with Saleh. Bring him back if he wants to come back and give him a bag. Defense needs to improve. If you want to run the same system, the system worked when he was in New York. They had a really good defense when he was with the Jets. You need leadership and juice on that sideline. You need this defense to believe. And right now, they're not playing like they believe. Now, it's great that Malik Mustafa, Renardo Green have played awesome as rookies. They combined for a big fourth down stop in the red zone. They made some big plays in this football game. Imagine what they can do with the better defensive coordinator, putting them and others in a position to better succeed. Lastly, let's talk about Jake Moody. The San Francisco 49ers need to cut Jake Moody as soon as possible. Jake Moody had one of the worst games that you will ever see from a kicker in the history of football at any level. He missed 2 field goals. He missed an extra point. And then with the Niners down by 6, he attempted an onside kick and bombed the kick to the sideline into the bench. Lesson learned. Jake Bates was kicking in the UFL several months ago. He was drilling kicks in this game for Detroit. Undrafted. Never draft kickers in the 3rd round. And you never really need to draft the kicker in general, because you can find kickers instead of using valuable draft picks on them. And Jake Moody right now is a player with absolutely no confidence, and you can tell that Kyle Shanahan is sick of him, especially after the Niners got a stop in the end zone on a 4th down. They drive down the field. They're in a position to put 3 points on the board, and Jake Moody misses from 51. He's one of the worst kickers in the game right now, and you see it in his eyes. He doesn't believe that he can make anything right now. Kyle Shanahan believes in Jake Moody more than Jake Moody believes in himself. Get rid of Jake Moody. The experiment is over. Learn your lesson and never draft a damn kicker in the 3rd round. We talk about the lack of depth on this football team. You can get really quality players in the 3rd round at any position. And you took a kicker. Ridiculous. Bright spots in this game. Let's circle back. And by the way, Brock Purdy hurt his hand, wrist. We'll see what happens with him. Oh, boy. Brock Purdy dealing with a nerve issue in his right elbow. He's going to undergo testing on Tuesday. Status for the finale up in the air. My gosh. That's a surgically repaired elbow, too. Not good. Bright spots. Ricky Pearsall was awesome tonight. 8 catches, 141 yards, a touchdown, a contested tough catch in which he had to fight through the catch point on Brian Branch, who's a really good DB in this league. George Kittle, 8 catches, 102 yards. And Isaac Garendo caught a wheel route for 40 yards. Impressive. But the Niners lose yet again, and they are 6-10, 4-5 at home. And the Lions exact their revenge from that NFC Championship game lost last year. How much would you pay Brock Purdy per season? Let me know down in the comments section. Join the conversation. And as always, thanks for watching.